Hey everyone, thanks again for tuning in to Sin's Workshop here on YouTube. Hope you're all having a great day. Today's episode is sponsored by it was a dark and stormy afternoon here in not so sunny South Florida. Seriously, it's like raining cats and dogs outside. I love it. I'm a huge rainy day person. I'm not all sunshines and Florida is the wrong place for me. I deserve to go back to Boston. I'm a Bostonian at heart. But anyway, we are not here for that. Let us talk about All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. You know what? I really enjoyed this novel. This novel won the Book of the Month title a few months ago. Unfortunately, I didn't get to read it the month it opened. It was released. For several reasons. Full-time job, full-time mom, lots of stuff happening. So I didn't get to read it when I wanted to. So I'm really glad that I finally made time for it because it really was a good novel. I really did enjoy it. I think one of the best parts of this novel is the world building, the magic that is in the novel. I think it's really well done. I do think that Adeline Grace did an exceptional job with her storytelling. Sorry, I got this new hair mask and it's like amazing, so I'm like in awe of my hair right now. Little bit of my vanity leaking out, but anyway, Adeline Grace, she did an exceptional job with her world building. There's so many facets of magic. You have soul magic, enchanting magic, curse magic, healing magic, elemental magic, and all of those together make this novel really compelling. I really do think it is something worth reading because the novel, it gives the reader something more. You know what I mean? And it's unique in that respect, I think. I thought it was very thoughtful because there's so much going on in the novel, but you're kind of rooted. You don't get lost in the storytelling because Grace is fantastic. It's like she really did take notes of her storytelling and mapped it out. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I personally like to map out my stories when I write them. Not that I've had much time to write. You'd think with the quarantine I would, but I was too busy working on catching up on my reading to actually work on my novel. Now that I'm going back to my full-time job soon, I finally have time to work on my novel, except I won't have them anymore. But in any case, I think that Grace did an amazing job because the magic in this novel is really interesting. It's very fresh. It's very unique. It's very thoughtful. It really does give the story its direction. It gives the story its fantasy. But what she does is she looks into the magic. She makes sure that the reader understands, the facets of the magic and how they influence the world so that you're not lost and that you understand the structure of this world, and all the world building that went into it. I think it's really amazing that she was able to do that, especially with soul magic. Soul magic is probably the more interesting aspect of this novel because there's a lot of history behind it. And I think it's really cool because all the other magics, they come from within. You change your eye color at will, you glamour yourself at will, you heal at will, you curse with intent. It all comes from inside a person. However, soul magic works a little differently. They can see inside the soul of someone, but they need blood and they need bones. They need two external sources in order to do it. It does say something about soul magic. It does say something about how powerful it is. And, there we go. Now we're level. I was wondering what was bugging me. But that's what I thought was really interesting about it, how it goes about doing this. How Grace was able to weave the magic together and tie it so closely to the history of this realm. I really do think that that is really interesting. Wow, it is coming down out there. I would flip the camera so you could see the storm, but even though this is a really good camera, I don't think you'll quite enjoy it, especially because I have like tip blockers. I live in Florida. I need tip blockers on my windows. I need tinted glass. It's too sunny. But anyway, I think Grace did an amazing job with this. She did a really good job with pulling the story together. She weaves in lots of adventure, lots of action, lots of plot twists and dark revelations. And I think that they all work in tandem to create a really strong foundation for the story to really grip the reader into it. And that's probably what I loved most about it, how you are really just sucked into this adventure, all the secrets that are unveiling. And Amora, Princess Amora, she's the main character here. She is discovering so much. And it says a lot about her kingdom. It says a lot about her history and her origins and where she came from. And Grace did a great job with her characters as well, especially Amora. Amora, Bastian, and her fiance, Frederick? I think his name is Frederick. And then the mermaid, whose name I meant to write down, but I totally forgot. I want to say it's Marcella or something like that. I should have written it down. I'm sorry. But I do think that they are all good characters. I especially did love the mermaid because she's snarky, she has attitude, she has sass. She's just like, don't mess with me. And I really do love that. I really do think that when she joins the group, you really do get to see their personalities shine, because she has so much personality. I think the mermaid, and this is why I'm mad that I didn't write her name down, is my favorite character. Because she's just kind of kick-ass, and she's really powerful, and she just tells it like it is. There's no bullshitting, there's no politics. She's just like, you want my help, you're going to have to pay. And then she tells it how it is with people. She's like, of course this is how it is. Like, have you just been locked up in your palace this entire time and haven't seen anything? Are you blind? She's really blunt, but she's not blunt in a cruel way. She's blunt in a, God, I had the word. She's just blunt in a that's how it is kind of way. Oh, the word. There's a word. If anyone knows the word I'm thinking of, that I was thinking of, put it in the comments. Matter of fact. She just says it matter of factly. There we go. She just says things matter of factly, but she's like really blunt about it. She doesn't really care about its feelings. She's just like, this is the world. Deal with it. And I really like that about her. And I really like how powerful she is as well. And she's very gender fluid as well. She just kind of goes, with whoever she wants, women, men, whoever she wants. She just does whatever. I mean, she's a mermaid. She can do whatever the hell she wants. As for Amora, Bastian, and her fiance, they are good characters. I'm not saying that they're not. I think they all kind of start out with their heads still far up their tushies, but that's how they appear on the surface to begin with. And as the story develops, they develop. You get to see that it's really just an act for them. You get to see that it's just an act. They are drawn in by this need to save their kingdom, to save their people, to really put others before themselves. Yeah, they act like they're putting themselves first, but as the story develops, their own health becomes secondary. They don't care about their own well-being anymore. They care about everyone else's. And I really do think that that's a strong sentiment, a strong facet of their development. Because as the story develops, Grace is peeling back the layers of their personality. You're getting to see, their fears, their wants, their desires. You get to really know them as characters. And I really do think that that's really compelling because they are more than what they appear on the surface. And I liked that, especially because her fiance and Bastian, I'll say this, Amora wasn't really annoying to me. I liked that she was headstrong, but I felt like initially she was a little two-dimensional. But, that's, as the story develops, that's like thrown in the trash. Like, she's so multi-layered, she's so multifaceted. And her development says a lot about her personality, how she grows, how she finds her strength, how she has like this fear of not being good enough. And that's revealed early on. So that whole me thinking she's like a kind of a two-dimensional princess that lasted for probably one chapter. And then you really do get to start to see her layers early on in the story. And that's what I liked about her. As for the boys, they were a little annoying to begin with. But, I felt a lot of pity for her fiance because he didn't want to be engaged to her much either. He doesn't want to be in a loveless marriage, and you kind of sympathize with him because he generally does care about Amora. He really does care about him, and she just kind of dismisses him a lot. And as the story develops, their relationship develops, not in a romantic way, but they become friends. They become actual true friends to the point that she makes him a very prominent figure in her court by the end of the story. I think it says a lot about their dynamic and how they've grown so much. For Bastian, but let me put a lot of worries at first. A lot of worries, away. There's no love triangle. I know you're thinking, oh, two boys love the girl. There must be a love triangle. There is no love triangle. There's not. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're one of those readers who hates love triangles, you don't have to worry about the love triangle here because it's non-existent. It doesn't exist. But as for the relationship between Bastian and Adeline, I do like how it grows. Once again, you get to see those layers of their personality as the story unfolds, and it really just says a lot about Grace's attention to detail and strength and characterization, and making sure that these dynamics are powerful, making sure that they are thoughtful, making sure that they are constructed well. They are believable, relatable. It really does make for creating a strong story because you become invested in who these characters are. You become invested in their future. You become invested in the path that they take, and you want to know more about them. So I'm personally really excited for the sequel. I'm hoping I can get an arc from the publisher. We'll see. It's always worth a shot. But I really do think this was a really good story, and I really did enjoy it. This is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 stars because, it really just have a lot of strong storytelling. There's lots of adventure. There's so many good revelations and plot twists to it near the end. Like, whoa, blew me away. It's so unpredictable. I love it when a story is unpredictable and I didn't see it coming for like a mile away. You're just like, what? And I love the characters because they blossom and they grow and their dynamic becomes something fresh. It becomes something strong. So, All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. Go ahead and give it 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will provide a link in the description below. The link does go to bookshop.org. I do believe in purchasing from bookshop.org because a percentage of all proceeds do go to supporting local booksellers, and I think they need our help more than Amazon does. I'm not really all about buying books on Amazon because they get enough business from selling everything else under the sun. And yeah, those are my feelings. I do buy a lot of things off of Amazon, so except books. Books I go to bookstore, bookshop, book depository, Barnes & Noble. When it comes to books, I buy from book retailers. Now, if money is tight, which I know for a lot of us it is, myself included. I recommend checking out the book from your local library. The libraries are great resource for the community and definitely deserve all of the support that they can get. Now, I hope you will support me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy reading.